Hello everybody, NGS here and welcome back to Symphogear, episode 10. If you're watching it on Patreon, it's gonna be one day earlier than usual, because tomorrow I have to visit my friend because she invited me for her birthday, so I won't be able to record anything. If you're on YouTube, nothing changes, same day, same time, as always. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Symphogear. Let's talk about the main star of this show, right? The last episode was fairly light. In the sense that not much of huge significance has happened, and not much to, theorize about, not much fighting to gush over, but a lot happened in the character department. Pretty much everybody got some character growth. I think that was the most significant thing about the last episode. Tsubasa got significant character growth. She decided that she now wants to sing for herself, and I'm assuming also fight for herself, not for someone else, not even for Kanade, not for some lofty ideals, but for herself, because she wants to do that. And she took on the contract of singing overseas. I'm not sure how that will work with her being a Valkyrie in the Symphogear program. I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll get some answers in this episode. Chris also experienced some growth, although probably not that much, not as much as other characters, but she's slowly but surely inching towards the light side. That much is for sure. Of course, she's still very much distrustful. She was hurt severely from what we know, so it will take time for her to trust anybody from our main cast, and Genjiro will probably be the last one that she trusts. If Chris decides to join the program, she will join because she was persuaded by Miku or persuaded by Hibiki, not through Genjiro's doing. Genjiro himself also got some, maybe not character growth, but character development. We now know a little bit more of his backstory. We know of some of his wants, desires, his failures. So he was also developed a lot. Ryoko was also developed, right? What was it that she said? She was wondering if she changed or was it someone who changed her, right? Another great bit of character development. Miku got some character development. She joined the Symphogear program. Not as a Valkyrie, at least not yet. I still suspect that she will get her own Symphogear sooner or later, but she joined as a regular employee to be closer to her wife. Did anything else of significance happen? Right, Hibiki decided that she wants to fight the noise alone to allow Tsubasa to have her concert uninterrupted. That's also a sign of some character growth, I guess you could say. Certainly ability growth. She is now able to double charge her gauntlets and deliver an even stronger punch. So that's cool. I'm not even, kidding. I'm not even being sarcastic. That is actually cool. I love brawlers. I love Hibiki. And I secretly hope that she never gets access to Gangnir. Or that Gangnir will just become two lances firmly embedded on her hands, two drills that will pierce the heavens, and she will just go punching with those. That also would be cool. Anything else that bears mention? No, oddly enough. Oddly enough, I don't think there is anything else. The last episode very much felt like a bit of a buffer between two arcs. One of the arcs, the arc of betrayal, let's just call it, that dealt with issues between Hibiki and Miku and Tsubasa and led to all of their character growth. That arc has concluded. the last episode was a bit of a summary of that arc, and if I'm correct, a bit of a setup for the next arc. I'm still assuming this businessman that wanted Tsubasa to sing overseas does not have her best interest in mind, but rather he wants to either steal the Symphogear technology, his foreign spy, or he's working for the same agency that Finney is working for, and he wants to take Tsubasa out of the picture, and we will have to rescue her somehow. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what will this arc be about, especially since we have like what 3 episodes left, episode 10, 11, and 12, or is it 13 episodes? It is 13 episodes. Okay, so yeah, it is enough for a full, more or less full arc. Could go either way. It could be a redemption arc for Chris, or it could be a rescue arc for Tsubasa. Perhaps connected with a redemption arc for Chris. Maybe Hibiki will need to enlist Chris's help in rescuing Tsubasa. I don't know. I really don't know. It's very hard to make any predictions right now. Probably after this episode is over, I'm gonna be able to make some better ones. But as it stands, we will have to watch it to know for sure. So let's do just that. Let's give you guys some subs. Let's give myself some moisture. That's green tea with quince, and by the way. There we go. Symphogear episode 10. Am I correct? I am correct. Symphogear season 1 episode 8. Version by AGVC, subs by D-Track. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Finney's mansion? Finney's mansion, yeah. Oh! Who is attack? I fucking knew it. Is she gonna henshin last moment? Oh, right, the regenerative capabilities of what's it called? The Nehustan. Nehustan? Nehustan. The English. The English. The bootleg Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, so Ryoko is Finney. Confirmed. I knew it. I knew it. I'm not. I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. I mean, you all probably knew it earlier because you've all seen Symphogear already. But yeah, I was correct. I feel good about it. I was doubtful for a moment. I was wondering maybe she's a sister, maybe she's another like long lost sibling, maybe she's a clone or something. No, Finney is Ryoko, Ryoko is Finney. I hope she doesn't die. Honestly, kinda hope she joins the agency. I don't know if it's possible at this point, right? She's been summoning all that noise and fighting against us all this time, but there's a sliver of hope there. I mean, the loss of a great researcher like her would be a huge hit for the agency, so maybe they would be able to strike some kind of a deal. I don't know. I don't know the full motivations of Ryoko either. They don't seem to be entirely malicious. That's for sure. At least that's the feeling I'm getting, that she wants to save humanity in her own misguided way. Right? She's the one who mentioned that there are some, well, keepers or something, whatever she called it, these higher beings that the Symphogears were created to fight against. Yeah, not for long. I'm waiting for the school to be exploded. Chris, what the fuck are you doing here? I thought you gave up on Finney. Oh, Genjiro, hello. Yeah. Chris deserves all the head pat. Ryoko. So Genjiro knows. Yeah, probably not the best idea to just go grabbing random shit. This man. This man, I swear. Booby trap. I'm not sure martial arts work like that. I'm not sure martial arts work like that. Uh, and yet, that's like exactly what they're doing, saving the world with the power of song. Uh, I mean, yeah, compared to the wishes of the agency and Genjiro, Chris's wish is a little bit more, lofty. Okay, so maybe Chris is gonna join us much faster than I thought. Chris has been acquired. Okay, I really thought it's gonna be an arc, but no, just Genjuro shows up one and done. I mean, not like Chris was an enemy entirely of her own volition, so grenade. Well, that's useful. Gear. Yeah, her mashup of various relics, right? Because there were bits of Nehushtan there and some other additions. Okay, so maybe Genjuro doesn't know that the Ryoko and Finei are one and the same. Oh, only Hibiki knows that she was able to create the shield. Whomst? Ryoko? Sound only. Huh. Okay, so she's just straight out spilling the beans. It's not a literal tower, I think. Yeah, I have no doubts. You have things to take care of. What are the DJs doing? Oh yeah, those are actually massive. I I would hide instead of running, but you know. Okay, so Tsubasa isn't overseas? Completely inconspicuous hangar. Nobody suspects that it's a, some secret hideout. Everybody thinks it's just a broom closet. Okay? She protect. Question is, will she attack? Ooh, that's a nice line. That's a death flag. Uh, that's a death flag. Combined with the fact that their selfie was on on Hibiki's grave, I'm nervous. Although I don't think they would kill Hibiki straight in season one. I don't think they killed any like significant characters. So, no point thinking that they're gonna start now? Let me guess, Ryoko was responsible for building it. Or at least maintaining, or at least providing technology or whatever for it. Need a lift? It's fun hearing Sky Tower because there's actually a building called Sky Tower in my city. And every time I hear it, I just picture that building. That wasn't the greatest CG on that car. Commercial break. Okay, so those are carriers, essentially. Flying around, dropping a lot of lesser noise. That makes me think, are the noise mechanical? Are they biological? Are they a mixture of both, or are they something else entirely? Because they look like biological creatures, but they clearly have some traits of being mechanical. I noticed the word ziggurat, I think, as the letters were flying by during her henshin scene. One punch and done. They should just be dropping Hibiki on top of every single one of them. Drop Hibiki, pick her up in the helicopter, carry her to the next one, drop her. She's the perfect projectile. Well, not anymore. You need to fly as well. Chris! Chris to the rescue! The AA gun of the team. Ah, yes. Yes, don't get me wrong, it's not classic tsundere. Ah. Nope. You'd think that the miniguns would be more effective than crossbows, but sure. I fucking love her Symphogear. I love her weapon choice. Well, by your own choice. At least right now. Hibiki to the rescue. Let's all make up and make out. I mean, it's not like you couldn't put down your weapons for a moment, but whatever helps you sleep at night, Hibiki. You don't even have any weapon to drop. I just want to put your attention at the fact that people around are dying. I know that we're having a sweet scene here, but the casualties are kind of, growing. Guns. Guns. Okay, so edging. Gotcha. So you're gonna have to help her, protect her while she's going through the edging process until the release. Uh, ooh, new song? Yep, very much sounds like a new song. Okay, 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 okay. We're going a little bit extra, aren't we? Not that I mind, but that that might be just a little bit of an overkill, just saying. I swear, the next Symphogear user that joins our team is gonna have a fucking Bayraktar. Friend acquired. I need to frame myself properly. Sure. Sure. Miku? Oh! Oh? You're gonna leave me with a cliffhanger like that, huh? You're gonna leave me hanging. Yeah, I can see cliffhangers getting worse and worse with each passing episode, that's for sure. Let me take a look at my notebook. What were my predictions? Mm. Chris joins thanks to Miku. Did Chris join? I don't think she joined officially, so I'm not gonna cross it out yet. Miku is gonna become a Valkyrie forcibly to save Hibiki. That hasn't happened yet. Ryoko thinks she's changed. I mean, she does. But I don't think it bore any significance in this episode. Maybe if Ryoko joins us again, to on the good side. Actually, I have a prediction. I'm not entirely sure. I was thinking there's gonna be some after credit scene, but no. Let's go full screen. Yeah, and go through this episode again. But first, my prediction regarding Ryoko. Could it be? Because Genjiro isn't sure if Ryoko and Finei are the same person. He is suspicious, but he's not sure. Could it be that one of our main trio, maybe Hibiki, maybe Chris, maybe Tsubasa, maybe Miku, convinces Finei to stay as Ryoko and stay with us and discard her identity as Finei and just become fully Ryoko? Maybe. That's something that could realistically happen, I feel. Will it? I'm not sure. But I find it kind of hard to believe that they would discard a character like Ryoko. Then again, from what I heard from you guys, they never knew, the creators of this show, they never knew that there's going to be more than one season. So season 1 is fairly wrapped up. So them getting rid of Ryoko wouldn't be all that much. I'm not sure. I'm gonna note it down just in case. Ryoko rejects Finei due to the pressure from the gang. And becomes good. There. One more prediction for my little green book of predictions. And now we can go through the episode. And this seems weird. Like, sure, the organization that Finei belongs to sent those hitmen after her, but there are a few things that I find weird here. Why would they send just regular paramilitary team instead of sending maybe someone in the possession of a relic, at least? Like, they know that Finei has been working on relics and whatnot, and they didn't think to, secure their team a little bit more? I find it kind of weird. Another weird thing, why did Ryoko not dress up as Finei? From what we've seen, every time we see her in this mansion, she is Finei. Why did she not change her clothes, or rather, why did she not strip? Because as Finei, she's not really wearing any clothes. That's kind of weird. That's kind of out of the established norms of the world. So that makes me think it's either a mistake of some sort, or it's significant somehow. And I'm not sure which is it. I can't see what significance of it would there be, so I'm gonna have to chalk it up to a mistake of some sort. I don't think it's like, an animation error, but it's someone's mistake to not have her dress as Finei, I'm assuming. What's interesting is on those screens, she's looking at... Oh, god damn it. She's looking at Hibiki. We know that she's obsessed with Hibiki, but yeah, it's Hibiki and it's some sort of a relic pictured in the middle. And of course, she's shot, she's bleeding out. But the power of the Nehushtan blocks the bleeding. Apparently. It's just like your lowly government to intentionally leave so much evidence behind. What is she on? Did she discover that the organization she was a part of is not really working with her? Is it gonna be a case of an enemy of my enemy is my friend? I'm not sure. Very hard to tell. Fire! It's a lot of blood. It's a lot of blood, but we see Ryoko later with just a single bullet hole. Although that blood might be coming from the soldiers as Ryoko massacres them. Yeah. Death flag, but for the school. Just hearing the school song here at Lydian makes me feel safe. It's like my second home. Oh, I love it so much here at school. Yeah, school gets destroyed, of course. What is Chris doing here? Did she hear about the shooting? Did she arrive to plead with Finney again? Did she arrive ready to fight Finney? I've no clue. If she arrived here to fight Finney, then did she really have any hope of winning? And what's Genjuro doing here? How did he find out that there was something going on here? Who notified him? I love you, sayonara. Is it the message to Genjuro? Is it the message to Chris? And yeah, the man is indestructible. He probably also has a relic or a symphogear or something buried in his chest, and he simply doesn't manifest it because he doesn't need to. Yeah, a little bit of a talk, and slowly but surely we are bringing Chris to our side. I really thought it's gonna take a little longer for Chris to fully join the gang. I mean, she didn't like fully join quite yet, but she is on the verge of joining. I really thought it's gonna take more time. But then again, there were many instances in this show where I thought that something is gonna take much more time. Whether it's drama, mostly drama. I always think that it's gonna take like a couple of episodes, but no, it gets solved by the end of the episode or in the very next episode. Same here. The Chris issue was solved very quickly. Yeah, Miss Sakura has no combat training. I doubt she'd be able to do anything like that. But she has the shield. I wish Hibiki told them about it. I think Genjuro is suspicious of Ryoko even without it, right? He just heard that Hibiki said that Ryoko has some superpowers, and now Ryoko appears here with sound only, and it coincides with the massacre at that mansion. So he is suspicious, but he doesn't have any concrete evidence. Hibiki telling them that Ryoko has the shield would be a much bigger evidence towards their suspicion towards Ryoko. And she tells us all about the what's it called? Kadingir. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Firefox, where are you at? Here you are. Kadingir. 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 Sumerian name. Oh, yeah, Sumerian name for Babylon. I already looked it up before. Kadingir Sanctum in Doom, that's why all that Miku was able to find was game walkthroughs. Kadingel, a distortion of the original Sumerian word. Penultimate dungeon in the game Wild Arms. Okay, so she was looking up either walkthrough of Doom or the walkthrough of Wild Arms. Gotcha. So it's just Babylon. Okay, Tower of Babylon. Yeah, that matches. Yeah, a lot of big noise. That shelter just sticks out as like a sore thumb. Really, the school is fairly normal. Like, it is modern, but it is fairly normal, and this is just a sci-fi gate to a secret base. Batman lives there. Did they even try to conceal it? Or is it supposed to be like that? Nice sweet moment between them. I want to protect it as well. This conversation very much reads as like a death flag, but now I'm unsure whose. We certainly have the death flag for school, that's been mostly realized. And now it's either death flag for Hibiki or it's a death flag for Miku. She will try to save the school and put herself in danger somehow. But in episode 1 we did see Miku visiting the grave, so it's probably not Miku's death flag. She might put herself in danger, but I don't think she will be killed off. Could she carry the torch of Hibiki after Hibiki passes away? I've no clue. Like, I still firmly believe that Hibiki will join our team sooner or later. She's gonna get her own Symphogear, whether it is by forcibly synchronizing with a Symphogear for the purpose of rescuing Hibiki, or is it because she's discovered to have synchronicity or whatever the fuck it's called. I still believe it's gonna happen sooner or later, but I don't think it's gonna happen in this season, so probably she won't magically just henshin and save the school. Because she doesn't even have access to any Symphogear equipment. Unless the school is attacked, she quickly goes down to the base, screams, "Give me a Symphogear," and henshins up and saves the school. Not that outrageous of an idea. Might very well be what happens. Hard to tell. Yeah, for big noises. Yeah, this CG is just bad. I'm sorry. CG is usually fairly decent in the show, but this is bad. I talked about what makes CG look bad on many occasions, but just to sum it up, in anime you very rarely use highlights. There's mostly just base color and shadow. Like, look at any characters, right? Base color, shadow, base color, shadow. The walls also base color, shadow. Not entirely, like the scenery. The scenery often sees highlights, gradients, textures, things that are active. So characters, vehicles, monsters, etc. are usually shaded very simply. Base color and shadow. Sometimes, as you can see, highlights on her or on some shiny things like armor pieces, for example. But mostly it's just base color and shadow, and there are very clear lines, right? There are no like squiggly lines, squiggly borders between shadow and base color. Everything is very, very not smooth, very separated, very blocked out, so to speak. On this car, there's plenty of like squiggly lines because it's a CG model. So it has all those details and it's shaded with a cell shading shader. So all those details are given some highlights and are given some shadows, and that creates this squiggliness, the lack of the blocked out visual, right? Also the highlights. The highlights and the gradients, that's another thing that tells you that it's CG. The windows are way too complicated. An anime car, an animated hand-drawn car, would have either entirely black windows, maybe with a base color and shadow, or it would have entirely blue windows. Not those weird, like, chromey looking layers. Right? You can see it on the door he closes. The window on that door is entirely like grayish, dark blue, grayish purple. It doesn't have the texture. Yeah, this car has solid color windows. It's animated on ones, which is a dead giveaway that it's CG. This one has too many highlights. Although, no, not necessarily. And yeah, it's animated on ones, and the wheels don't even spin. Yeah, not the greatest CG, but I digress. Tokyo Tower, or whatever it's called. Yeah, the noise can paradrop, so can our agency, so can Hibiki. And I really think they should just drop her, pick her up, and then drop her again, and pick her up and drop her again. There's like 4 of those, so you need to only repeat it 4 times and you're done. Okay, what are those words? Gangnir, Finay, but without the accents, so I'm assuming it just means straight out end. Ronzel, Babel, Gangnir, Emustolronzen. Emustolronzen? What the fuck? What does it mean? Emustolronzen. I'm only getting... Okay, Emustolronzen is a word, and it's been used in one of the suicide songs, from what I see. Getrandis babel zigurat edenal emustolronzen fine el babal zigatrandis babel zigurat. Sure, whatever you say. Yeah, that's the suicide song. And there is a translation. Okay. The temple Babel in Eden, built lonely seeking enlightenment in emulation of God who sent his messenger to confuse the tongues. The temple Babel in Eden, built by Finay alone, seeking to emulate God, the celestial messenger rose. Okay, so it ties into the whole theory of deities of some sort using humans. Yeah, using humans as cheap labor or as a source of worship or whatever. And the Symphogear were built in emulation of God, who sent his messenger to confuse the tongues. The Tower of Babel, which was perhaps created to stop humanity from rebelling or to stifle their efforts. Perhaps Symphogear was built before the Tower of Eden. The deities felt threatened by the Symphogear, so they decided to at least destroy the Tower of Babel or whatever, and mix up people's tongues. The celestial messenger rose. And another translation. Why did Lord abandon the Tower of Babel and send the curse of Balal? Why did the Lord abandon the Tower of Babel and send the curse? Someone says there's no translation, it is a made-up language. But isn't it Sumerian? Yeah, I'm not gonna dig like too deep into it. Yeah, so it's the words that are passing behind her is Gangnir and some words from the Suicide Song. Kreuzal. That's a word that didn't appear before. Kreuzal. Ariano Kaze. Okay, so it is a part of. It is a part of the Suicide Song. Kreuzal Ronzel Gungnir in Urdu translates to calamity, renaissance, guns. Huh. Okay. I'm just gonna take it at face value. Ronzel Emustol Edenal Zigurat. Yeah. LZZ Gatrandis. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay too much attention to it. It has some meaning that ties into the whole thing with Sumerians, with their attempt to defend against the deities and rise up against their oppressors. Essentially, that's the feeling I'm getting, at least. Yeah, Hibiki was able to just single-handedly deal with it, and Chris to the rescue with her miniguns. It's not like I wanted to help you or anything, Baka. Second relic, Itchy Ball. So she still has itchy balls. Gotcha. Yeah, we need to work together. I need to edge a little bit, and when I release, oh boy, the sky will be covered with what I released after edging for so long. God damn it. God damn it. And yeah, she did cover the sky and the land with her release. And she has a new song. I was finally able to realize it. I found it. I know we can make it. Something friendship. Yeah, Chris, still very much the tsundere. And the school is under attack. Build a rescue helicopter in Lego City. Yeah, basically. Okay, that's it. That was episode 10 of Symphogear. It was great. And not all that much happened quantitatively, but a fair bit happened qualitatively. Quality-wise, I guess. We got some great and very speedy development for Chris. She is basically on our side already, despite her denying that constantly. And it took no time at all. And she's already friends with Hibiki. She's already reluctant friends with Tsubasa. And perhaps after she meets Miku, she will decide to join us fully. We got some nice development with Ryoko, aka Finay. Yes, Ryoko turned out to be the same person as Finay, or no, she is. She has to be. I mean, she had the whole like relic, the Nehustan, to heal her. It didn't heal her though. She still had the gunshot wound. Huh. Does it not have the power of healing? Only the power to temporarily stop the body from shutting down? Something along those lines, perhaps? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe something like Guts' armor. right? If I recall correctly, I never read Berserk, by the way. It works like it just helps him function. Even if all his bones are broken and turned into mush, the armor itself will act as an exoskeleton. Maybe Nehushtan works kind of like that. It staunches the bleeding, but as soon as you release the power of the Nehushtan and, unhenshin, then all the wounds come back? Probably. But yeah, we finally found out about it. It's still weird that she was dressed as Ryoko and not as Finei while at her mansion. I know that narratively it was done for the purpose to show the the viewers, to show us that, hey, this is Ryoko at Finei's mansion. Connect the dots, command, connect the fucking dots. But I think it would have been better if they showed us that in a different way. Perhaps, hear me out, she's actually as Finei in that building and she's being shot at as Finei. Genjiro calls Ryoko. Ryoko picks up in, sound only mode. But then you get the camera, the picture of her sitting against that wall, her as Finei, but speaking to Genjiro, and you can connect two and two together. Or even better way would be if she actually came to work with like a bandaged side, or someone nudges her or something and she clutches her side because there's a gunshot wound there. I think that would have been a better way instead of like straight in your face. Hey, Ryoko is at Finei's place. She's at Finei's place. You know, I very much like more subtle approach than straight in your face. This is the solution to the mystery. Not a huge fan, but I'm not gonna hold it against Symphogear because I noticed that this is very much a trend in anime and overall in Japanese media, where when they decide to solve some mystery, to reveal something, they do it fully and entirely and in your face. You're basically just straight out told, this is the bad guy, after the reveal that that person is a bad guy. Right? They're not much for subtlety, let's be honest here. I don't know why. Perhaps it's cultural, perhaps it's based on the audience. Maybe they tried being more subtle, but the audience couldn't figure it out. I've no clue. But it's a trend I noticed. I mean, tell me if you also noticed it, or are there any examples of anime or other media that I should, take a look at that offers a more subtle approach? I don't know. Maybe there are. What else? I think I was talking about something, but then I went on a complete tangent, and now I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, I was talking about quality instead of quantity. Yeah, not many things all in all happened in this episode, but they were very impactful, very changing the course of the anime, basically. Chris joining us was extremely impactful. Finei being revealed to be Ryoko is extremely impactful. The little dialogue between Miku and Hibiki was also very impactful for the development of the relationship and for the development of Miku. Right? She now has things to protect and she wants to protect them. She's not just, floating with the current where the water takes her. She now wants to actively protect something. Which again ties into my belief that she will sooner or later get her own Symphogear. Maybe not. Maybe she's gonna keep being a sidekick, but I think she will become a Symphogear. Become a Symphogear, yeah. Yeah, right. They're gonna compress her and turn her into a relic. She's gonna become a Valkyrie. By what means? I've no clue, but I still have a feeling that she will. And of course, the attack on the school. That's a very big attack. Not to mention the agency is in the is underneath the school. It's located underneath the school, so it's an indirect attack on the headquarters as well. I wonder if it's Ryoko figuring that the jig is up and she has to take the agency down because they're gonna figure her out sooner or later. Or is she trying to actually target the school? Or is she trying to target Miku to get her way with Hibiki? Maybe. That's something I didn't consider. Huh. Hibiki, become my test subject and I will release your wife. If you don't agree, then your wife will commit unlive. I will commit unlive on your wife, but not before defiling her supple body. Because that's what Finney is all about, right? Worth taking a note of. Worth taking a note of. Ryoko wants Hibiki in exchange for Miku. That's something that might actually come true, if you ask me. Yeah, I have no clue what's gonna happen in the next episode. I mean, I know that they're gonna appear at the school and they're gonna help the situation, but how exactly is it gonna go? I've absolutely no clue. Either Miku will become a Valkyrie, she's gonna sneak into the lab and forcefully turn herself into a Valkyrie the way Kanade did it, or she's just gonna be rescued by Chris, or she's gonna be rescued by Hibiki. Hard to tell. Hard to tell because it's still, despite all, it's still just the beginning of the school siege arc. Let's just call it. Then again, with the way Symphogear is structured, with the pace it's going at, I'm not even sure it would be a whole arc. It's gonna be more like the school siege episode, and then it's gonna be resolved. Yeah, I'm curious. But I'm not gonna watch episode 11. I don't think. Because I heard that the last 3 or the last 2 episodes are so tightly coupled that I'm gonna most probably watch them all in a single binge. So I don't want to watch 4 episodes in a single binge. 3 episodes, 2 episodes, that's more reasonable. 4, a little bit too much for me. There's only so much mental capacity I have. I'm gonna be able to record like those frontline today as well because it's a fairly low strain show. It puts very low strain on my mental capacity. Symphogear puts a lot of strain on it because there's a lot going on and there's a lot of depth to it, a lot of commentary to do. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So you guys, tell me what you thought of this episode. What you thought of my reaction, what you thought of my commentary, of my theories, of stuff like that. Tell me all about it in the comments or in my Discord server. It's open to everybody, link in the description. Just, keep it spoiler free. Every time I'm gonna make the disclaimer, I wanna enjoy it myself. I don't wanna get spoiled. I want to, to enjoy it fully blind. That's the biggest pleasure, the best way to enjoy media, in my opinion, watching them completely blind. So don't spoil me, I beg of you. If you have some spoilers that you want to share with your fellow gearheads, join my Discord. There are actually like spoiler tags on Discord you can use, and I'm not gonna read them. There are no spoiler tags on YouTube. It's a big oversight if you ask me, but it is what it is. So yeah, Discord is certainly a better place for that. Like this video if you like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future releases. not only Symphogear but also Tokyo 24-ku, Dolls Frontline, Sabikui, Bisco, and Arifureta Season 2. I'm reacting to all those series, so if any of them fits your fancy, subscribe and be notified. What else? If you really enjoy what I'm doing, you can support me by joining my Patreon, link in the description. For just $1 a month, you get access to a role on my Discord server, and that role gives you an orange name, and it gives you access to a Patreon-only channel. And for $10, you get access to Symphogear reactions like this one week early. This episode actually is gonna be 1 week and 1 day early because, as I said, I'm busy tomorrow, so I won't be able to record it. And yeah, and share this video with people who you know would enjoy it. I know the Symphogear fandom is, thirsty for more reactions because the series concluded and everybody wants to rewatch it. And what better way to rewatch a show you like than with some reaction series that you also enjoy? And if you enjoy it, maybe other people will as well. So spread the word. You will really, really help the channel. The more you guys share those videos, the more YouTube itself shares them, and the bigger the channel grows. And that's the goal, for the channel to grow big, for a lot of people to enjoy my content. But yeah, now it's gonna be it for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And this is yet another benefit you get for being a Patreon. You get to be in the credits of every single video of mine. Stay safe, guys.